everyone, so today I'm doing a review on the Sephora Perfection Mist Airbrush Foundation. I know that it's been on my desk and I've been wanting to do it, and the subscriber asked if I was going to be doing a review, so of course I am. And so I wanted to kind of give you my thoughts on it, tell you if it's worth it, if it's something you should pass up. I am going to insert a clip of how I apply it just because I feel like that's going to be helpful, especially when it comes to this foundation. Now, I got this foundation obviously from Sephora, and it is a 2.5 fluid ounce can. And on the back it says quick and easy professional airbrush results at home. Insta-blend pigment technology helps color blend seamlessly, creating a smooth, even and flawless matte finish. It is oil free, it can wear for up to 10 hours. Waterproof, non-comedogenic, fragrance-free, and formulated without parabens and mineral oil, which is very important for those of you who are acne prone, very sensitive, or oily. I like the good parts about this is I like the packaging. It's nice and sleek. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's different, so I kind of want to use it more than other things because I've never used any airbrush makeup or a makeup that comes in a can. You know, this is kind of something new. I like the finish that it gives. It's more of a matte finish. It doesn't give it the skin more of a natural finish with that kind of, I wouldn't say like a glow where it's going to be like a shimmery glow, but you know how some foundations just make it look more like skin. This is something that's going to be completely flat and matte. You do have to do some contouring and highlighting and blush obviously to add some dimension and depth to your skin, because this is going to be just one wash of color. Whereas most foundations really do that, but some of them just look a little bit different. So this one is a very matte finish. If you have any dry spots, you want to make sure that you are moisturized and primed, because this foundation will cling to any dryness, and I've been getting kind of dry around my nose. So I've noticed that it kind of clings and it doesn't really blend very well in those areas that I'm dry. So that's a downside of this due to the dryness. If you are dry, you might want to kind of steer clear of this. Now, we all have heard of the Dior Skin Air Flash Spray Foundation. I'm looking on the Sephora website. This Dior one is 2.3 ounces, so it's just a little bit less. This is 2.5. And the Sephora brand one, this one here is $25. No, 26, sorry. 26, and the Dior one is $62. So there is a big considerable difference in pricing. I personally would not spend $62 on a foundation, although it has over 2,200 reviews on there of almost 5 stars, so it's pretty popular. People like it. I just can't justify spending that kind of money, so of course I wanted to try something like this. It's an alternative. I've never used this, so I can't really say this is like a complete dupe for that, or it's better or not as good. I can't say. So I'm just saying my thoughts on what I see when I use this. I have been using this for a couple weeks now. I got it back in the beginning of January, and I like it. It does have a little like a ball in there, so you have to shake up the product. Now on the back it says to shake well for 5 seconds, to cover your hair and close your eyes and hold the can 10 inches away from the face. I don't like that because here's why. It makes a mess. I'm going to be honest with you. It will get in your hair, on your eyelashes, and your brows. It gets on your clothes. It gets all over the place because when you spray it, it has a really wide spray. So if you want to do that and spray it onto your skin before you get dressed, that's ideal. Get a towel, cover yourself up, maybe put your hair back, a headband, or even a shower cap or something, and just spray your face, and then let it set, and then go get dressed, and then do the rest of your makeup. I personally like to apply it, spray it actually onto a brush. Now there's a couple brushes that you can use. My favorite one is the Flat Top F80 from Sigma, which is just a super dense brush. It's so soft, and it's just a blunt straight across cut. You can also use the angled kabuki, the F84. I've just recently washed some of my brushes, so this one's kind of packed tight. But it's a little bit angled, as you can see, so it does get to the contours of your face, around the nose, around the eyes. Love this brush. And then of course they also have a round top kabuki, the F82, which is just rounder, and it's just more dense and more compact. This gives you a more fuller coverage. This one, the one that I'm used in the video and the one that I use almost all the time with this foundation, has dense bristles, but at the same time it really buffs the product in, and it kind of blends it very thinly and evenly around the contours of my face. And I really like this brush overall, out of all of them, this is the one that I would recommend for the spray foundation. Now, one thing you do have to keep in mind is that this foundation dries very quickly. So you want to make sure that you work in sections, as you will see in a moment. I do work from one cheek to my forehead, to my chin, nose, then to the other side. So you want to just do sections of your face because this dries so quickly, and once it sets, it kind of stays there. Another thing is, if you want to kind of put a little bit more in certain areas, I would go over that area maybe once and then go immediately again and apply it. Don't let it set and dry and then come back, because that's when it starts to kind of get really thick and it starts to kind of sit on top of the skin and it doesn't really blend into the skin, which that's the look that I want. If that's what you want, to have it where it's noticeable, then just keep spraying the heck out of your face and eventually you'll get the look. But if you want a natural finish, I would definitely recommend this brush and working in sections and just kind of circular motions and buffing it in really quickly, working fast. Now overall, I do like the idea of this. This is kind of neat to have a spray foundation. The only thing is, it is messy. It does cling to dry spots. It doesn't really cover a lot of acne scarring that I have. I have these these two here, and these are kind of recent, so they're going to be a lot darker and more noticeable, whereas the ones on my right side are a little bit older, so that is covered pretty easily. I don't even have to touch up with concealer as I do my left side. So as far as light imperfections and scarring, this will cover it, but if you have major scarring or active breakouts that are really inflamed and red, it's not going to cover, and it's not really going to cling to those acne spots. It's just kind of going to be brushed right over. It's not going to stick to it. Now I do have to say about color ranges, there are only 5 shades in the Sephora brand, which is not ideal for most of us. I do wear the light shade, and it is a little bit lighter. I did try the medium. Based on the color around the can and the medium, it seems more of my tone, but what that did was, once it sat on my skin, it turned pink and it started turning a little orange, and then you could tell that it's orange and then obviously darker than my skin tone, and it doesn't match my neck. So I have to put this on, and then I definitely have to add bronzer. So let's go ahead and get into the demo. Okay, so I don't have anything on except a little bit of a brightener here because I have some dark kind of purpley bluish tones under my eye, and I didn't want you guys to see that. I do have some scarring from previous breakouts that I didn't touch up or anything like that for the purpose of this video. I did put a little bit of concealer around my brows because I did wax them earlier today, which is probably not the best thing I should have done for this type of video, but anywho, you want to take the foundation, you want to give it a really good shake. You're going to hear a little bead in there, and that's going to help shake up the product really well. And when you spray this, it's going to feel kind of cold if you directly, spray it onto your face. But I don't like to do that because it makes a mess. So what I like to use is my Sigma Flat Top Kabuki F80 brush. It looks like this. Flat top, synthetic, so it doesn't absorb all of the product. It's super soft, very densely packed. So as you can see, I've been using this brush, so it's kind of dirty. What I like to do is just take it and just spray it directly onto the brush. And I like to work in sections because this brush does, this foundation does dry kind of fast. So I do very thin layers, one section at a time. And you're going to feel a little bit of coolness because of this, the aerosol that's in here. It's going to feel kind of cool. So nothing to be concerned about, just a little cool, nice and refreshing, especially in the summertime. And then I go to my forehead and I just kind of dot it. And I use the shade Light. I don't know if I've told you guys that earlier, but I'm in the shade Light. The only thing I have on my skin is moisturizer. I do have some dry patches, so I had to add some extra moisturizer, but that's really it. No primer. You could use a primer if you wanted to. Again, just keep spraying and work in sections and work quickly because this does dry pretty fast. And this brush is perfect for this because it really does get in the grooves of your nose. You can turn the brush to the side like this. You can get up under your eye. You can blend this into your hairline. So as you can see from one side to another, it's not extremely full coverage unless you kind of layer it up, but as you can see from one side, from this side of my face, looks a lot more smoother, just more of like an airbrush finish, which is I guess the point of this, right? So I like it. If you keep layering it, just add little bits of foundation at a time and then just keep stippling it and just blending it in. Because if you put too much, it'll kind of like stick to one patch, especially if you have dryness. So I'm going to just go ahead and do the other side. As you can see, this side is the side that I have the most scarring and more issues to deal with, just like newer, like fresher scars from last several months. So again, I do bring it down below my jawline. I focused mostly on that towards the end of my application. I'm going to spray some more, and this gets everywhere, so you have to really be careful with this and just blend it. I have my hair up for a reason. That way you can get really close to your hairline and blend this in. You can go over your eyelids, under your eye, and again, this doesn't really cover up too much. I have like these two scars here are pretty dark. So I'm just going to keep blending this, and that's pretty much it. As you guys can see right in front of you, it does really work. It doesn't give you full coverage, so if that's what you're looking for, then maybe this is not it. You could put this over your favorite liquid foundation, just kind of to spray and finish it. Give that finishing final airbrush look, but I like it. I don't like things that are too heavy. This is a very flat product. It doesn't give you kind of any luminous glow or anything like that, so you do have to add your contour, obviously your blush, and your highlights and your shimmers wherever you want them, because this does nothing to give the skin more luminosity. It's more of like, you can tell that there's something on your face, but it just, almost as if your skin is just a little too perfect looking, and I like that because I do have a lot of imperfections. Now, if you don't, then this is something that I probably wouldn't recommend for you, because it does smooth things out and make the skin look more porcelain-like. So I like it. Okay, so that is how I apply it. It's very simple and easy. You do have to work really quickly. It doesn't take me that long to apply it, but because I was explaining it, I kind of took my time with it. Overall, I do like it. I feel like if I'm feeling really dry, which happens because I'm on Retin-A, which is basically Retin-A is a lotion that you use for acne, and so that causes a lot of peeling and a lot of dryness. So that's kind of my issue now, trying to make both of those kind of work together, and it's slowly coming together. You will be seeing this in other videos. I might do an updated foundation video showing you this, my blush, my contouring, and so on and so forth. So overall, I do like this. If you are dry, I would not recommend this for you. If you're normal skin, I would definitely say that you will enjoy this foundation. If you are oily, you will like this. If you have a lot of acne, a lot of scarring, this is not going to cover it, so just plan on going in with some concealer to touch up, just like I do. I do that myself. So it's not like it takes away from my routine or adds extra steps. I still have to touch up anyways with my concealer. As far as long wear and longevity of it, I do feel that it stays kind of relatively matte for a good decent amount of time. I can't give you like an hour, like, oh, 5 hours, and after that it's done. This is the foundation so far, the only one that's actually stayed consistently the same hour after hour, versus other ones that just turn into like a grease bomb on my face half an hour later. Anyways, that is all I have to say about this product. You will be seeing this in the future, so hopefully this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, that's something I didn't cover, feel free to just leave your questions or your responses and comments below. I love hearing your feedback, and yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye everybody.